People, you have to understand, the more peace you have in your life is because you have less people in your life. And I put money on it. I put money on it. The more people you have in your life, the less peace you have within yourself. I put money on it. Let me say it again. The less people you have in your life, it brings of more peace within yourself. You have more peace within yourself when you have less people in your life. The more people you have in your life is less peace you have within yourselves. And that's the truth. People, you have to understand that these are the last days. A lot of people don't understand that, and a lot of people don't believe it. And see, these are the people who have less peace in their lives. I know people who complain about a whole bunch of things in their life, but they won't acknowledge the truth about this being the last days. Being the last days is meaning, if you read your Bibles, you will understand. The Bible is full of prophecies, secrets, mysteries, parables. You have to you have to understand that if you don't have a relationship, you don't have a close relationship with God through Jesus, you are going to be lost and confused about what's going on in this world. We are living in the times of revelation. And Matthew has already, well, I can go way back to Jeremiah, but I don't want to lose people with what I'm trying to say. The last days are when things are going to get even more hectic around people, places, and things. People are going to get more evil, more selfish, more conniving. The list goes on. People are going to get more and more evil, hardened hearted, no empathy. The list goes on, and you have to be careful with who you feel you need to be, who you feel you need in your life. I say it like that. A lot of people feel they need somebody in their life, but yet always complain about how they're not happy with these folk in their life. Huh? The more people in your life, I don't care who they are and I don't care how they're in your life, the more people I tell you what, if you have your cellular phone and you have more names in your phone other than business, you're miserable. Yeah, I said that. See, it takes with my channel, with both my channels, it takes for you to have wisdom to understand my teachings. If you don't have wisdom, you're going to be a fool about everything that I try to spill at you. You're not going to understand it. And little bitty pieces of what you may understand or what you think you understand, you want to blow off on the channel and give off your emotions through the comments on what you assume I'm teaching. No, my channel are for the wise. Now, if you're a fool, you can ask questions. See, if you're a fool, that means you're ignorant of the teachings, and it's okay. It's okay. But if you ask questions, then you can get the answer. But if you're ignorant and a fool, and then still blow off your emotions, you become more of a fool. You don't become wise like that. You become more of a fool. I've had people delete their comments because they was foolish about it. You don't want to be a fool by commenting on your emotions. So, people, you have to understand something. When you are by yourself, when I say by yourself, I mean to yourself. You don't have to have best friends today. You don't have to have best friends. Yeah. I mean that if you especially if you up in age. Now, people say, well, my family, man, they the worst. Oh, yeah. Your family is the worst when it comes to you not having peace within yourself. Yeah, your family. Am I advising you to hate your family? No. Now, if your family brings joy and happiness, then I'm not talking about your family. But if you a person in your family is not bringing you joy and happiness and inspiration, advice and all the things that God teaches us to live by, if they're not doing it, then you don't need them in your life. They drama. Yeah, if you have a phone and you have more names in there, Tom, Dick, and Larry, and Michelle, and Coco, and Baby, and you have less business or less company numbers in your phone, you're a drama. Why? Because that means that you talk more on the phone to people about nonsense, I bet. Either you're begging, you're borrowing, you're loaning, or gossiping. I said that. See, that's the difference. I don't care who got anything foolish to say about that. It's the truth. I'm talking and teaching from experience, huh? If you're a person who have more business contacts in your phone and less people, then you are a type of person who stays to themselves and you about business for the most. How is that a problem with what I'm saying here? I know people, especially guys, I'm gonna say guys that's like 40s on up, and they may have their own place or whatever, but don't even have an office in their home. I don't care if it's a one room shack. I don't care if it's an SRO room. If you are a guy and a woman, but I'm just speaking mainly about guys because I had interactions with a couple of guys and they stupid. I'm just gonna keep it 100. They very immature for their age, and it's kind of annoying. But if you are 40 plus and you have your own place, and I don't care, like I said, I don't care if it's a room, but if you have your own place and you up in age, and you don't have a private section off or office space, it says a lot about what you about. I don't care what foolish comment come about with this. You are what you comment, huh? If you don't have an office space in your apartment or home, you're not about business. You're irresponsible. I'm coming 100. I'm coming 100. People sit back and they watch net. I'm talking about 40s on up. All they do when they go home is eat, sleep, and watch Netflix. They don't take care of their business. They don't sit down and read. They don't sit down and study. They all over the place with their responsibilities. That's the way you live shows what type of person you are. You have to understand where I'm going with this. So if you're a person you feel you need to be around people just for the heck of, you just want to be around people, you want somebody around me because you don't love yourself. You're unhappy and you don't love yourself. Yes, I said that. It's a difference in being lonely and being alone, people. People that's lonely can be miserable too. But see, I'm saying it's a difference. People that just lonely is just people who just feel that they can't be around somebody because they're afraid. It's more of an insecurity issue with them. That's more of an insecurity thing. If they feel they can't be around other people and they're afraid they're gonna dislike them or judge them for who they are, what they look like, and stuff like this. So they just lonely and they feel like I don't want to be. Oh man, I ain't talking about that. That's actually worse than being around people. Hey, at least when you're around dumb people, you get the get some you get to get off with the drama. You get to go back and forth with the drama, which is exciting for miserable people. But a person that's alone, it's a chance of them, probably harming themselves or harming others, hearing voices. So that's not good either. But I'm not talking about being lonely. Being alone means you loving self. You doing self-care. Huh? You taking care of you. And you don't want your defense mechanism is just setting boundaries. You setting boundaries because you love you. You love you. You can do bad by yourself type of person. You love you so much you're willing to travel. You're willing to go across the world by yourself. Less drama. Less nonsense shenanigan. You over here, they over there. The next thing you know, you're both at the police station in another country. I see it and I hear about it all the time. Huh? People, when you are doing you, you have the majority that's going to hate on you. And the majority that hate on you are going to be starting stuff. That's life. The way you can get around that is just continuously minding your business and doing what you got to do. When they see that, they get more vicious by gossiping and whispering and contemplating and instigating and nitpicking. And next thing you know, somebody coming over from out the crowd and want to provoke you. So what you do is handle it like a beast. You talk to that person. Oh, you see what's going on. You know what's going on. But you pull that person to the side and let them know this ain't what you want. This ain't that. That's a grown person business. Grown person that's about business and love themselves, who's full of responsibilities, don't got time for the nonsense. So they quietly take them over to the side and read them politely, with firmness. You talk to that person, you stand ground. You don't have to cuss. You don't have to be irate. That's ignorant too. That's immature, ignorant, ghetto, whatever you want to call it. No, you let them know this and that and the other, and that's that. Whether they want to or not, because they're going to hear about it, if not see. But once they get a whiff of your realness, they ain't going to have no choice but to respect you. That's how you keep peace within yourself and your surroundings. Whether they want to respect you, they ain't got no choice but to, because you just gave them what they didn't expect. Stop talking to people about other people. You got a problem with someone, you go straight to that person, you let them know what the problem is. Period. Whether they won't, of course, people not gonna like that. People rather for other people to hear and see what's going on. People love drama, but when you pull them to the side, it's a different tone. It's a different tone that's coming at them. They ain't gonna know how to react to some grown-up mentality that come upon them. They ain't gonna know how to react to that. Grown people our age on up still, for the most part, as I'm living in this society, they still childish. They have a childlike mentality. So 40s on up, I'm not saying all 40s plus, but most of them that I'm around. Maybe it's meant for me to be around these type of people to teach. What I've been around is these people, they act childish. Very, very childish. Even when I speak on it, they laugh. Like it's funny. And I'm serious. People in their 40s and 50s. Everything is funny. But once something come about with them, they cry about it. They play victim. They want everybody to feel sorry for them. They want everybody to be on their side. What I'm saying, people, love you. Cut out all the shenanigans. Cut it out. You're not going to be lonely if you cut people out of your life. You're not going to be lonely if you set boundaries and tell somebody about themselves and let them know this ain't what you want. You can't make people like you. You can't make people respect you. But the way you present yourselves to these people, and if you in a dignity state, and you mean what you say and you do what you do and you mean it and you show it by action, people gonna respect you. So you can't say I'm gonna put my foot down there and tomorrow still go back out there and play in the playpen with these people. These people like to want somebody to play with. I've been around grown people because of their age. I've been around them when they don't have nobody to play with, their little playmates don't be around. They have no choice but to grow up when they're around me. Real talk. They have no choice but to be a little mature. So what they do, they get quiet. They get quiet, or if they want to talk, these type of people can't stay quiet too long. They can't. They got to listen to some music or either talk about the sun and the moon or something. They talk about a roach or whatever. Like seriously. So what they do is they'll pick a conversation, but the conversation for most is a mature conversation with me. Huh? I have noticed that. See, it's either when you come around me, you're gonna not talk. You're not gonna talk about nothing, or you're gonna come correct and you're gonna talk with maturity. Now, I'm not sitting up here saying that I'm this have quality person. No, I'm an adult and I've put away childish things. And I have a lot that I'm trying to do in life. And a lot of people are not after what I'm trying to be after. So if you're not on the path that I'm on, then it's nothing that we can be buddy about. It ain't nothing that we can discuss. You ain't even on my level, and I'm not willing to drop down to your level. That's just simple as that. I'm on another level. I'm trying to do things. Y'all ain't doing nothing. You ain't doing nothing. The conversation says a lot. The conversation that people have, you have to listen. Listen to what these people talk about. Listen to who they talking to all the time. Who they play with, who they humbug with. It says a lot. You got people who stick to themselves, but they do lot. They do much in life. Whoa. You got a whole crowd of people who don't do nothing but just sit around and play and gossip and smoke weed, drink, party, get hangovers, and don't want to come to work. And then next thing you know, somebody talking about who did this and who started this and who did this drama. But that one person who always stated themselves, they'd have been in Africa. They'd have been in Europe. They'd have been the places I never even known that exist, and I can't even pronounce it, but I want to go there. That's going to be on my to-do list next. But this is what I'm saying, because they got time to think. We got time to think. We got God in our life that's leading and guiding us. We praying to have the opportunity to be able to do it big. We don't want nobody with us who's going to be shenanigan. Oh, man, I got my ticket at the last minute. You're not going with me. I'm not paying your way. I told you to get ready for this trip 6 months ago. You had 6 months to get ready for this trip. Oh, man, no. See, all those are bad signs. You could do bad by yourself, people. People are scared to do bad by themselves. People are scared to take that chance to just do them, man. People are afraid of what somebody else gonna think of them because they bad themselves. People are afraid of what somebody gonna say and think of them because they bad themselves. Years ago when I used to go to concerts, I used to go by myself. Oh, she ain't got no man. She ain't got no woman or whatever. She by herself. You thought I cared? Go to the club by myself. Go shopping. Go to the mall by myself. And these are the times when I was right in the edge of leaving my relatives alone. And guess what, y'all? I've been happy by myself. Huh? See, God at times remove his called out ones by themselves, to themselves, because he wants you to himself. You learn more. You able to listen more. You able to teach without interference. Right now, if I hadn't had the courage to leave my relatives alone, my relatives. Right now, doing these videos, I get interrupted with phone calls. Bible study, I get interrupted with phone calls. Sabbath, I turn my phone off, but as soon as I turn it back on, when Sabbath is over with, I have a flock of messages alone from relatives. That's how much they got on my nerves. Yes, I said nerves because for the most part, it was shenanigan nonsense. Gossiping about another relative. Gossiping about another relative. Gossiping about another relative. Me hearing about another relative gossiping about me. Huh? I ain't heard none of that in 6 years. I've had peace in my life alone from relatives for 6 years. Hallelujah. 6 years of peace. I get the chance to sit back and think and do things in a moderate way, patient and in righteousness. I get to take the time out to think about how I'm going to pay my bills and how I'm going to do this without people interrupting. Can I borrow this? Can I have that? Well, you owe me for 10 years ago, and then, well, you owe me because I gave birth to you, and this and that and the other. You owe me this because I watched your son them 2 years ago when you did this and that and the other. I ain't got to listen to none of that no more. People are afraid to be to themselves. Before I close out, I'm going to give you a little footnote. People, when you have peace within yourself at a moment, and then Satan sent one of his little henchmen along to try to stir you up out of your little comfort zone with gossip, but they come in a subtle way. Ha ha, he, and girl, what you doing today? And it be a nice little stupid dumb conversation about the sun and the moon. And then next thing you know, within 10 minutes of the conversation, so I heard you and this and then the other had that going on. What happened? Please walk away. Please walk away.